Super Bowl viewers this year may catch an ad for Trump accounts.
This year, every American child gets an investment account.
And millions will be pre-funded.
That's free money.
We can all experience the American dream.
Sign me up.
Trump accounts were enacted via President Donald Trump's Big Beautiful Bill in July, and they are investing accounts for kids under the age of 18. And kids born between 2025 and 2028 are eligible for $1,000 seed money from the Treasury Department. In addition to the seed money, families can contribute up to $5,000 per year. There's been a growing number of employers who have also pledged to match the $1,000 seed money from the Trump administration for their employees. And then there's been philanthropists as well.
Here's what to know about Trump accounts.
There's been a huge push to raise awareness about Trump accounts, especially in recent weeks. You could only open a Trump account for the first time with the start of tax season, which just kicked off on January 26th. So in the days that followed, there's been a lot of different efforts to kind of raise awareness about Trump accounts. There's a billboard in Times Square. There was a Trump account summit that live streamed from Washington, D.C. The administration is kind of pulling out all the stops to get the word out. And one of the things is this ad that's going to run before the Super Bowl.
1 million people signed up for Trump accounts in the first 6 days of tax season, according to the White House X account.
And the idea is that many millions more could sign up after seeing the ad on Sunday. So the idea, I think, behind the Super Bowl ad is to kind of get a lot of Americans interested in it and not be so partisan.
We're seeing this reoccurring theme of it being patriotic accounts and opportunity for all Americans pursuing the American dream.
The idea behind Trump accounts is that any child can share in wealth building opportunities. It's previously been kind of an ongoing issue that not everyone is invested in the stock market. Not everyone shares in the same opportunities to build wealth, and investing is a huge part of that.
The top 20% wealthiest American households own nearly 93% of all stock in the U.S.
And this is a way to kind of level the playing field.
It definitely comes at a time where affordability is a major issue for Americans. We're in a midterm election year, and so the Trump administration has been increasingly focused on economic policy.
So this is one way to kind of address those needs head on by reaching out to individual households, offering an opportunity to start an investment account for children and have that account grow over time. Plus, the initial seed money really gets people's attention. And why wouldn't you want that kind of funding or free money, which is really what it is?
But there are some potential barriers for those who don't know how to opt in or don't opt in.
You have to file a form when you fill out your tax reform in order to open an account, or you can sign up online. But that does leave out some people that may not take that initiative, or they don't even file a tax return. And that would be primarily low-income families.
There's certainly been a bipartisan push to make investing more accessible to the masses. This idea of being able to generate wealth from, infancy could potentially have the power to grow a significant amount of money when considering, long-term impact. TrumpAccounts.gov projects that a $1,000 deposit could grow to $6,000 by age 18, $15,000 by age 27, or $243,000 by age 55. And that's based on S&P 500 historic annual average returns of over 10%. However, those are optimistic projections, according to some analysts. In fact, there are some that have predicted that U.S. stock market returns could be lower potentially over the next decade.
And that means that the Trump account may not grow as much as initially projected. And there's a chance it could even go down if there's a real obstacle ahead.
That's been one of the criticisms of Trump accounts, is whether or not families can afford to continually max out those accounts throughout those years, which would reach those long-term growth projections that we've seen from the Trump administration. Most advisors would recommend that if you're eligible for the $1,000 Treasury seed money, the matching contribution from an employer or a gift from philanthropists, to absolutely take that free money open the Trump account, take that free money, but then beyond that, to consider other account options as well, because there are varying tax implications of both Trump accounts as well as other options, and you really have to consider your family's goals overall.
The money that accumulates in Trump accounts will be partially subject to regular income taxes when it's withdrawn. A 529 college savings plan, on the other hand, is tax deferred.
And the money can come out tax-free for qualified education expenses like tuition and other expenses related to college. You also have the option to potentially roll the unused balance of up to $35,000 into a Roth IRA for beneficiaries.
Another option available to families is a UGMA or UTMA custodial account for minors, a form of taxable investment account with no contribution limits. Families can also open a custodial Roth IRA, but the child needs to earn income to be eligible.
One of the key elements of a Trump account is that money is locked away. Once you contribute to a Trump account, you really can't take the money back out. It's pretty much locked there until the beneficiary turns 18. So it's not a substitute for a type of savings account where you may need to make withdrawals. You really can't do that with a Trump account without penalties.
How many families actually take advantage of Trump accounts remains to be seen. A July report from Credit Karma found that fewer than 1/4 of parents polled had a 529 account for their children.
The chance to collect any sort of free money from the federal government is a really big deal. Just like you would want to get the employer match for your 401k, you really don't want to turn down the opportunity for this $1,000 seed money if your child is eligible for it. So experts across the board pretty much recommend at least opening the account and benefiting from either the federal government's money, or there could be other free money available through your state. So you want to make sure you can take advantage of that.